Ladies and gentlemen, the show will commence in 5 minutes. While you are waiting, please hit the like button and share the video link.
Wow. The building's not that old. Look inside. Right.
Clock slowly fall asleep, wrapped in the fuel, but Richmond from a sheep.
Oh, that's a
Send the red car to take
archaeological
we have no time to talk,
like a rest.
we have no time for dream. I hear somebody roar to take you away from me. It's hard to understand. It's faster than you feel. Involved in crazy life. You run away from me, but only in a dream. Another
Please like and leave a comment and share this video.
happening around. No matter how you find, I hope that you're right. We get lost in a time, we travel without moon. I know it's sweetest crime to be in love with you. Yeah, 47 minutes of love.
Only 3 minutes until the start.
I must go. 47 minutes of fate. Be alone. It's my fate. 47 minutes of love.
Please like and subscribe to this channel today. And don't forget to share it and hit that thumbs up. Thank you.
It's my fate.
Only 2 minutes until the start.
Of love, and you know I must go. 47 minutes of pain.
Ladies and gentlemen, the awesomeness is about to start in 1 minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to begin. Grab a drink and a snack, sit down and enjoy watching the show. Don't forget to comment, like the video, and share it to others.
Hey everybody, hey Duke. It's live show 50 coming to you live from Minsk, Belarus, and it's warm-ish compared to
Yeah.
normal.
50. Boy, I'm feeling old now.
Yes, 50, 50. We're 50.
Uh-huh.
What have you been doing?
Well, you know the same old thing. Messing around with animals, the porcupines, things like that. Rabbits, a lot of rabbits this past week.
Same,
Having babies. Strange, maybe because it's spring.
maybe,
I don't know.
maybe.
And rats are always having babies. So, we have thousands of rats too. Use them for food for some of the other predator animals. So. But yeah,
There you go. Very exciting.
yeah.
Yeah, I've been just working as normal, and then just clean the studio, as you can see.
Got a nice hat.
New hat, and it says,
Oh, what is it? Take your clothes off and get to work. No, actually, take it's. I guess it doesn't translate so well into English, but it's like take your coat off, or
oh, yeah,
like
take your clothes off from work,
yeah.
which is like take your jacket off.
I'll tell you what, that might come over if you translate it. Kind of what it means. It would probably be a big hit in the U.S. Take your clothes off and get to work. Maybe they can have prostitutes wearing them.
That's from the President Lukashenko's merchandising shop.
Yeah.
At Independence Square.
And one in Moscow, right?
One in Moscow, two here, one in Independence Square, and one in Samok, where we went for that lunch. So, yeah. So, if anybody wants anything, let us know.
Yeah, some nice stuff, actually.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay, let's start. We're off.
We're off. I guess the first thing, to start off.
Everybody, can you share the video and yada, yada, yada?
Yeah.
Go.
And like, of course. Yes. We can start off showing a very short video with Rand Paul. And it's just, less than a minute, but, comment on that video too.
This one?
Yeah, it's just not even a minute.
Okay.
The whole problem with diplomacy in this country, not just your administration, but the previous, is all you see is the stick. All you see is more sanctions.
Yeah, a lot about sticks and carrots or something in this one too. We could have named this the Stick and Carrot Show, and actually assassination, stick and carrot. But he's talking about sanctions, and I'll tell you what, that's old stuff right now. That's old stuff. Now, assassination is the deal. Because you're seeing this is becoming really popular.
So last week we were ahead of the game.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say, wow, what did, because there's a lot to talk about sanctions, right? Assassinations right now. And it's like, maybe they're starting to realize that sanctions did not work on Russia. So, hope this stuff is not going to start gathering steam. But,
yeah, they want to sanction Georgia now.
Yeah.
And India.
Yeah, well, sanctions are for losers, Maybe they're going to talk sanctions, but they're going to do assassinations, and that's what seemed to be the order of the day.
Yeah, just looked. Thanks to Rolf, he's in the chat for YouTube and Rumble doing the moderating. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, but they don't really have any proof that this death of the Razi, the Iranian president, has anything to do with an assassination. But there are some suspicions. There's we got a little cartoon.
Oh, I heard it was yeah, I can see that. Oh, I heard it was some technical fault. Even the Iranians said that. So
yeah, but the technical problems.
Well, they're complaining because they can't get parts for things, and this was a U.S. helicopter. They couldn't get parts for a lot of stuff.
Well, maybe if they know what parts were bad, and that and ahead of time, but of course then they would have put the president and the foreign minister in.
That's the other thing. They shouldn't be on the same helicopter. There's 3 helicopters. They should have been split up like they normally do. It's like Prigozhin and all these guys. They were on the same plane. That was a bit stupid as well.
Yeah, but they never follow that. Like I said, when I was working in the military, mostly what I had to do was driving like VIPs, 4-star generals, heads of state. Well, I didn't ever drive. Well, did I drive? Well, I drove Jack Kemp and, Colin Powell and things. I didn't, even though I had something to do at that time with Ronald Reagan and other things, but I didn't drive Ronald Reagan. But anyway, it's like 4-star generals. So there's also only be one in a car. And my first real, time driving what they called the tank, Panzer, which was an armor-plated Mercedes, with like 3-inch thick windshields and gun ports, all kinds of stuff, even though it kind of looks like a regular car when you're driving it around. But it was really heavy, big engine and everything like that for power. And the first time I drove that, here I have 2 4-star generals and a 3-star general in there with me, and I'm thinking, dang, But other than that, I just have a lot of other dignitaries. But I was like, and it's not allowed, but they even did it then, and and a few times after that, I had to do that same sort of thing again. So they put things.
Did it handle the car? Was it very heavy handling or stopping? Did it stop?
Yeah, well, it had ABS, and back in those days, ABS was kind of a new thing, anti-lock braking system. And then, you got to do these stunts and things. And we had in the school, oddly enough, now when I'm thinking of the school, that was the time when we were having trouble with Iran again, back in the United States. And in our class for driving, it was, we have some of the best driving instructors in the world at that time. And the class that followed us was the Ayatollah of Iran's people. And they even had their own cars, and they had Iranians there as well doing a lot of the training instead of just the instructors. I think mostly they came for the cars. And one was a Panzer as well. And of course, it's heavy. And even Mercedes in and of itself is heavy. And then, mostly all we had was Mercedes and BMWs. And you have to do driving stunts. Like one, it's like almost turning on one wheel. So it's called a J-turn. You're driving, and then all of a sudden you stop, and you throw it in reverse, and you're supposed to spin it. And then when you spin the wheel, and then you're supposed to go from reverse into forward as the car is spinning on its axis, and it ends up in the other lane. So you're in the right-hand lane, and then you spin the car, and when it's spun around, you're in the right-hand lane going the other direction. And at that time, you're supposed to be in the forward gear rather than the reverse gear. It's kind of a thing, and you've got to practice that mostly more than anything. And with the Panzer cars, it's just that they're heavier, and they're kind of not as fun because I think maybe they keep most of their wheels on the ground, and the other ones, the lighter ones, it's like you have 3 wheels off the ground, and it's like spinning on one tire. You're spinning it around. Some stuff you see in the movies is pretty fun, and it's really hard on the cars, though. But, like BMWs were lighter than the Mercedes, so they well, we did have one Mercedes that was real crazy, and that one, could get basically 3 wheels off the ground, too, while I was spinning. So anyway, that's an excursion, but from what we're supposed to be talking about. So anyway.
That's what makes the show different.
Yeah, maybe people might like to hear things like that. I don't know. Let us know in the comments. So in the U.S., Marjorie Taylor Greene was also talking about possible wet work. She was mentioning Trump. They were talking about this raid they did on Mar-a-Lago. The surprise raid that Biden sent people down, and I think she's referring to the fact that they said use deadly force.
And not only that, the FBI had
necessary
had no insignias or nothing on, so they were hoping the Secret Service would think, oh look, there's people coming across with guns, and then start a gunfight.
Yeah, wow, I didn't even know that.
And they didn't tell the Secret Service they were coming either.
Wow. And Trump wasn't there though, right? I don't know if any of the Trump family was there. Jeez. So here they're doing a raid.
So nothing on, no FBI jackets, none of that crap.
Wow. So it was a setup in a way. And I think she's saying that. And I was thinking she's going a little bit too far, but now that you mentioned that.
Yeah, they were hoping.
That's not too far.
Yeah, they were hoping it was a gunfight.
Yeah. Did I put anything she put up there a tweet or something.
Yeah, I'll just grab it up.
Give me a second. Thing. It's Marjorie Taylor Greene. But yeah.
There you go.
What does it say? I made sure that he knew the Biden DOJ and FBI were planning to assassinate President Trump. That she is going really far. And give the green light. Does everyone get it yet? what are Republicans going to do about it? I tried to oust our speaker who funded Biden's DOJ and FBI, but Democrats stopped it. And here's Trump. Wow, I just came out of the Biden witch hunt trial in Manhattan, the icebox, and was shown reports that crooked Joe Biden, DOJ, and their illegal and unconstitutional raid of Mar-a-Lago authorized the FBI to use deadly lethal force. He probably just calmed it down a little bit so people wouldn't, so it wouldn't sound so crazy, I guess. Now we know for sure that Joe Biden is a serious threat to democracy, is mentally unfit to hold office. 25th Amendment. In other words, get him out of there. Gee, that's some crazy stuff,
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Okay. Anyway, but as far as, like I said, the death of President Raisi, a former senior security policy analyst said, you had 3 helicopters flying in a row. One all of a sudden drops out. No mayday, nothing. And if it was due to foggy conditions, how did the other 2 get through okay? But not the president's.
I heard they landed, the other 2.
Yeah, but probably after the other one dropped out. And he said Israel has a history of operations in Iran, bombing pipelines, assassinations like scientists, sabotage of nuclear power plants. And just some days ago, it was determined that the second death of the Boeing whistleblower even was also not an assassination, but a suicide. Isn't that incredible how they, according to CBS, how they commit suicide? When they have some information that's really, what do you say, important or earth-shattering, that they commit suicide. So many people. Isn't that incredible?
It is.
In other words, they're not suicide. They're suicided. Yeah, and there was also, I guess, we have a video. I don't think, oh yeah, I did put it up there from Congo. There was an attempted coup d'etat in the Democratic Republic of Congo with foreigners involved. Gee, I wonder what foreigners. The guy speaks French, so that's maybe one country, and then the other country is not normally involved in doing this kind of wet work. We know which country that is. So,
République démocratique du Congo porte à la
brings to the attention of the Democratic Republic the attention of national and international observers that an attempted coup d'etat, wrong word, was nipped in the bud by defense and security forces. This attempt involved foreigners and Congolese. These foreigners and Congolese were gotten rid of. Actually, they were detained, a lot of them, including their leaders. I don't know if they killed any of them. The armed forces of the Democratic Republic of Congo ask the people to carry on with their business freely and peacefully. Defense and security forces have perfect control of the situation. We will come back to this incident in detail and footage. Yeah. Like I say, this is what's popular, right? And it's strange it's in May, Well, we'll get to that, what happened in May in Belarus in 2022 as well, on the 9th, But anyway, I should also mention there was an assassination plot against Orban of Hungary just days ago. You know that? A week or so ago? May is the assassination month. Incredible. We had this.
Maybe it should have been Assassinations Revisited today.
Yeah.
The title.
Yeah. What did we say in the military? The merry, merry month of May. Let's see. I can't remember. There was a march. Pushed a baby carriage. He pushed it for. No, I don't know. I think it was in the merry, merry month of May. Just kind of comes to mind. But anyway,
Don't give up your day job.
Other honorable mentions you may want to put on the West's elimination list are Imran Khan of Pakistan. He and his wife are now serving long prison terms after he reached an agreement of friendship with India, believe it or not, as well as Russia and China, after there was also an attempted assassination on his life. Although he was extremely popular, no one even knows why he was put in prison. Of course, it has been mentioned that
because the US asked them to do it.
Yeah,
essentially.
I think I remember that too. Jeez, he's a threat to their master's control of the universe.
Yeah, they said to the Pakistani army, do something, or otherwise we won't supply you weapons and money.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense now. I didn't know about the weapons part. I didn't know what it was for, but I know the United States was somehow advising that. So, and like I said, another.
You have a lovely country.
Yeah, some nice guys there. Some really nice guys. Gosh, it makes you sick, doesn't it? Another plot to assassinate Erdogan of not of Hungary. Erdogan. Yeah, not of Hungary.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Oh, Erdogan. Some people call him Erdogan, but
Aragon.
Erdogan. Anyway, of Turkey, and Shinzo Abe of Japan was working on détente in the Pacific. He was assassinated in 2022.
Yep.
In other words, peace is not allowed, like Imran Khan.
It's bad for the
military industrial
money
complex. Yeah, it's money, but the pharmaceutical complex as well. I mean, these people, it's just incredible. I mean, the world is really something, especially when you see what's really going on, and it's all about money. And not to mention Fico just a few days ago, last week or whatever.
Yeah, there was an attempt on him.
An attempt. And of course, and also Vucic of Serbia. He was targeted as well. And I believe it was also in this month. It's incredible. The assassination month. Last but not least, like I said, one, if not the biggest target of assassination, is the leader of this country, Belarus. And, it was May 9th, 2022. It was discovered, I think maybe a day or so. I don't remember how many days or what time before that. They wanted to kill him and his entire family. And this is a fact. And strange that the West makes no secret of this. Victoria Nuland, I remember seeing her. Did you see any, she said, I think when was that? Some months ago, she said that they're going to still continue to seek regime change in Belarus.
And, yeah, they don't give up.
Yeah, and then they got these people training in the Baltic states, Poland, and in Ukraine, military groups to come in to Belarus and to kill Lukashenko. It's incredible, to take over the government.
And the fake president with the fake. They've got 250 fake representatives now.
Yeah, it's 200 and what? How many?
I think it was 250 or something. I saw it on Twitter the other day. They've
so in other
voted
words,
for. I don't know how they voted.
If you support her, she automatically, even if you have no credentials, she makes you probably a representative or something.
Well,
like that.
How many people will be voting for them anyway?
Maybe the 250 or something. That's about it. Everybody.
There can't be that many outside.
Well, even people that don't like the government here, they don't like I mean, yeah. I've heard them. I was saying one guy, and I said, gosh, because he was, I don't want to go in the military, and I don't, and it's like, a lot of these younger people, they don't really understand what, I mean, I didn't like politics when I was a young kid too, and all that. But here the West has some way, through maybe, what is it? These radios. It's
social media.
It's not a radio station.
Social media.
Yeah, it's this social media, Radio Free Europe, which is probably not on radio. It's probably online, and then Voice of America, and all of this sort of stuff. And I'm not even sure how they do, because I'm listening to these young people, and I say, what, they don't know about the West, and here we're trying to show some things about what the West is really like. And I don't know, maybe we need to make a lot more in the show. You already find a lot of this stuff. I can find this stuff on YouTube, but there's long videos, and they show street after street and city after city all over in the West of people living in tents and taking drugs and people trying to stab and kill each other.
Got lots of that today.
Yeah, you do?
Yeah, you won't see that Belarus section at the end of the show.
Yeah. Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, but you
Maybe
can
we
get-
need to cut that section out and just start posting that section each time.
cut what section out?
You don't see that in Belarus. Like cut it out of the main live and then post that up separately as well.
You mean make like a separate show about that?
Yeah. Put that on TikTok.
Yeah, maybe so. But I don't, and it's like the young people. It's like they don't see it. I mean, it's incredible because I remember, myself before.
No, they only see the people looking at nice, like on the beaches or in nice cars.
Yeah.
Or that's all they see.
And sure, there are nice places and all that, but you don't see any of these bad places in Belarus, and it's like, and you get paid less here, but everything costs a lot less, and things are not perfect here, but things are far from perfect in the West.
Well, shall we digress slightly while we're talking about that? If you don't mind.
Well, not really.
It's only 4 minutes.
Okay.
Here's some video I just took 2 days ago. Just, I walked out of the Galleria, walked down the river towards the Great Patriotic War Museum, and then just walked back, and then drove through the city. And you can just see no rubbish, no graffiti, no nothing. I'm just waiting for it to come up. You can keep talking while I'm trying to get it up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it up. So that doesn't sound very well. Good.
Yeah. Somehow that has a different connotation for a lot of people. But anyway.
Here we go. Watch this. There's no sound because I've turned the sound off. So this is the main river that runs through the city. And
looks like you can go water skiing.
Yeah, it's nice and flat.
Wonder if they do water skiing.
So I just walked up, as you know.
They have paddle boats on that lake.
Lots of walkways. You can see walkways around it on the other side. On the left here. It's all clean. So look, nice.
Yeah,
no rubbish around.
There's some places like in Central Park in the daytime, of course, and you see some nice, but of course there's a lot of people then, and they're walking around because I don't know where else you go in New York or whatever, but
Well, Central Park used to be very dangerous.
Well, it is. It is. It's dangerous at night, but in the daytime, it's kind of nice. So you can go walking around, but and there are some parks. I mean, but you really have to look, and there's not that many in the West, and in Belarus you have a lot of this stuff all over the place, and at any time you can go out walking. You don't have to worry about anybody mugging you, trying to kill you. Or
there's parks and there's green walkways all between the buildings everywhere.
And it's strange, but the hard part for me to believe, after living in the West, is how come there's people not trying to, rob you and kill you here? I mean, like it is in the West. And people here, they just take it for granted.
Look at this. There's a walkway on one side, obviously the other side's for bicycles, right? Clean.
Yeah.
No, look, no rubbish anywhere. Look at this flowers out.
Yeah, and can you imagine what it takes? You have to hire people
all along the roads.
Take care of all of these.
All along the roads, there's flowers.
You see people cleaning the things up.
Here's a good example,
people
right?
taking care of flowers.
Okay, walking under the road. So have a look on the walls. No graffiti, no smells of urine anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Look, clean. Look, just clean. Nothing on the walls, nothing on the floor.
Yeah. But like I said, a lot of these Belarusians, they think it's like that in the West. And they think it's safe, probably, because they've grown up in a place that's safe, where nobody's trying to kill them or rape them and things like that. But wait till they go there. Wait till, like Lukashenko says, yeah, go. If you want to leave, leave. And if you don't have blood on your hands, he'll say you can come back. But if you've been involved in things where you're killing people or anything like that in Belarus, then you may as well stay over there.
Nice view from
you come back to the jail.
Nice view from the Galleria balcony. So that's where the river was, where I was walking.
I didn't even know there's a balcony up there.
Oh, really?
Is that in a restaurant or something?
Oh, on the food court, yeah, you can go out there. It's just closed during winter, so it's obviously summer now. You'll see this is driving along through the... Look, flags everywhere. Look, flowers on the side everywhere.
Continue 1 kilometer.
Sorry about that. So,
and you have to hire people to take care of these flowers and all that, to plant them, And then like in the zoo park, I don't know if they were students or whatever, but painting the handrails and things like that. They have kind of rough winters here. They always have snow. So
is your favorite building on the right there? talks about the Western leaders.
Yeah, but it's all like they base good their words, not their actions. Their actions are
Independence Square on the right here. So I'm passing.
sending drones and stuff and killing people as long as they say nice things.
See, everybody's out on their scooters.
Keep left.
It's on the left side.
As you see, they're advertising the 80th year of Minsk being
Continue for
liberated
1 kilometer.
this year. See, look, the roads are nice. No crap on them.
Big potholes.
No potholes.
I lived in a country with potholes all over the place.
See, look, flags everywhere. Anyway, that's that.
Yes. Okay. Well,
So I digress. Sorry about that.
so no problem.
Speaking of witches,
Oh gosh, yeah. So yeah, let me get to. Oh, we're first. What about Piers Morgan? Let me think. Was that the next one?
no,
I did put Piers Morgan up, didn't I?
yes,
Oh,
but it's down.
okay.
It's
Okay,
it's
that's
further.
down.
It's further
Yeah,
down.
but anyway, let's see. But all this, like I said,
We can play Piers Morgan if you want.
well, let me see what I have here in the notes. I just mentioned his name here. Oh, I'm just.
This is where I stuff Duke up when I interrupt him.
Yeah. No, I think what I was mentioning, Piers Morgan and CNN, is normally that if Putin does anything, or even Lukashenko, and it looks like it possibly they can twist it and spin it, they're going to make sure that you never forget. Oh, look at what they did. It's just like this ICC accusation that Putin took kids or something like that. And even when you find out that Germany actually is where all those kids went, and I'll tell you what, some of them did probably go to Moscow, but they even went with their families. I mean, it's their relatives. These are orphans, and then they have, like, say, their uncle or the aunt or whatever the deal is, and they didn't lose contact with them, but then they make up a whole bunch of lies. It's because somebody from Ukraine says this stuff. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of those children, I found out about that. They sold those children to the European Union. They're selling them, and they're selling them like either for adoption or for who knows what over there on that side. And the ones in Russia, Putin got them to protect them from that. But yet, oh no, they call him a criminal with no investigation, and they're doing the same to Lukashenko.
Look at the lies. The Malaysian
And they have no evidence of anything like
the Malaysian airline shot down. Bullshit. Right?
Yeah, and they have the black box,
Yeah.
but they said, "Oh, we can't release the information." The UK has it
Yeah,
now.
the Ryanair hijacking.
Skripals.
Bullshit. Skripals in the
Skripals.
UK.
Nobody's allowed to interview the Skripals, and they know where they're at. They're in they hid them somewhere.
Yeah, a deadly nerve agent that didn't kill anybody.
Yeah, and that Russia doesn't really have, but Ukraine still manufactures that one. But it was Russia that did it. And these guys, these two guys, some people say they're homosexuals or something, and they were visiting and wanted to see some cathedral, and they did it. And it's like that, they're looking at it like, oh, we were supposed to have done the assassination. And they don't even know who those people are, the Skripals. It's just incredible. And then all the information is suppressed, the truth. This Nord Stream 2, you can go on and on about all of this stuff. But anyhow, okay, Victoria Newland, let's listen to what she has to say.
Do we have to? Okay.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
The cookie lady.
Cookie monster.
Yeah.
To be able to stop these Russian attacks that are coming from bases inside Russia. So I think there's also a question of whether we, the United States, and our allies ought to give them.
That building is in the Donbass, and that was bombed by Ukraine. And here they're saying it's in Western Ukraine, bombed by Russia. It's incredible how they do this, and they spit. And all this stuff is a bunch of lies that she's saying.
Because all the people that watch this don't do their own research. They just sit there and go, oh, yeah, okay.
Well, it's like you're busy, and it's like, what are you going to do? Got to start looking in the internet, and then you got to find out that photo, find out where that photo was taken from, and it's almost impossible to do that. And you see, they just take it for being the truth because it's ABC, by the way. It's a huge network, lots of money.
Tell your friends to come and watch us and see the truth.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the Cookie Monster.
hitting Russian bases, which heretofore we've not been willing to do. I think if the attacks are coming directly from over the line in Russia, that those bases ought to be fair game.
So that means if the F-16s come from the EU and attack and then go back, they're fair game as well, right? Is that what you're saying?
based on her analysis, yeah.
Yeah,
Her.
yeah. But I bet you they say, oh, that's different.
No, yeah, that's different. That's the rules-based order. We make the rules for you, not for us. And you know,
it's like the ICC. You know, yeah, arrest Putin, and now Israel. No, it's bullshit, and they're the assholes.
Oh yeah, I've got a tape on the ICC, and then one of the prosecutors basically said, I think that, you know, the ICC is designed to go against Russia and Africa. So we'll hear him say that.
Are being launched from, or where troops are being supplied from. I think it's time for that because Russia has obviously escalated this war, including, as you said at the beginning, attacking Russia's second city, Kharkiv, which is not on the front lines, and trying to decimate it without ever having to put a boot on the ground. So I think it is time to give the Ukrainians more help hitting these bases inside Russia.
One of the reasons that the administration has hesitated is because they believe it will escalate things even further with Russia pull the U.S. further in. Why not? Why?
And it will.
So why do you think that's a good idea?
Because it's Russia that has escalated this war. Russia has learned how to pull its forces back out of the range where we have allowed Ukraine to use our weapons and get our support. So they are getting a direct advantage in this war from our hesitation, and they have escalated massively. As you know, they have flattened a third of Kharkiv without ever having to get...
They flattened a third of Kharkiv. They haven't even
touched it.
No, they hit some like places where they, like factories where they're making drones and things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
1/3 of Kharkiv? I mean, does she mean Kharkiv region or the city?
Is that Kharkov?
Well, depending on Kharkiv, however if you pronounce it in Russian, I think it's Kharkiv or something. But
I thought it was Ukrainian. They say it's Kharkiv.
Yeah, I don't know. Different. Which one is which?
But she also said Kharkiv's a Russian city. She didn't say it was a Ukrainian city.
I think she did say that, didn't she?
Yeah, she said
and
it was a Russian city. Yeah, she said it was a Russian city. Okay, back to her.
There, so it is time to stop that and help Ukraine push them back.
Push them back? No,
it's not going to happen.
I'll tell you. Yeah, you know why? Because I have got a video and it shows you, you know, how Russia is running out of bombs. It's their Russian artillery. Wait till you see. You look at this is in the region. It's not the city. They're not, you know, that's regions where they have, Ukraine has something set up and they're bombing the civilian centers in Russia. And so this is Russia's reply to those people, you know, those units that are in that area bombing civilians in Russia. That's why Ukrainians are giving up. But Russia's out of bombs. I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that. You know?
No.
War is hell.
Still going. I'll cut it off.
Yes. Yeah, you talk more about assassinations. There's some people in the West, they think they're on an assassination. You have already heard Zelensky say, oh, they tried to kill me so many times, you know, but, you know, I don't think so.
They've never targeted him.
Yeah, well, just think, if Zelensky's not there, well, who's going to take his place? Probably somebody even more of a Nazi?
They are saying now he's illegitimate because his term ran out, so he's now a dictator.
I heard that. I think Medvedev said that.
Well, he's a dictator now. Yeah. He's not legitimate in the Ukrainian constitution.
Yeah, Russia goes really, really by the law. But yeah, here's Kaya Kallas of Estonia. Don't worry. She's, you know, she's I don't know, she's going to get hit. They're going to get her.
Do you think all these women that are running these countries have just made things worse? I'm not being sexist, but I'm just saying.
Well, you know,
it just seems to be.
You know, it's like, why don't they have women like I keep saying, like Tulsi Gabbard, you know, who doesn't talk like I don't know, PMS or some kind of problem, or I don't understand why they get so, I don't want to use the word bitchy or something like that. Why in the heck? You know, it's like what is it? Liz Truss was like that, and but Merkel, she wasn't so much like that. No, she wasn't like that really. Angela Merkel of Germany. So she was in there for a lot longer. But look at these.
Maybe because she grew up in East Germany.
I don't know.
Under communism, maybe there's a difference. Because you ever look in East Germany as well, as you know, and West Germany, they've got two different attitudes.
Mm.
You know that. The East is different attitude to the West.
Where's Baerbock from, I wonder?
Don't know.
Well, she's crazier than all of them. You know, we have a video about her too.
This is Estonia, a NATO member country of just over 1 million people that sits on the border of Russia. Since the invasion of Ukraine, Estonians have been wondering, are we next? To see how people here are feeling about being in Putin's crosshairs, I sat down with Estonian Prime Minister Kaja Kallas, who has been described as the Iron Lady of the Baltic for standing up to Russia.
Apparently,
isn't her husband doing lots of business in Russia?
Yeah, they don't mention that here.
Making millions of dollars.
Yeah. He's, you know, everybody else is banned from doing that, but her husband is not banned, I guess.
I'm the only leader that is on Russia's most wanted list.
Oh,
the only leader.
You're on the most wanted list?
I am.
I'm not in danger, right?
No.
Yeah, she's on the most wanted list, as if she's a real threat to Russia. Estonia? Oh,
well, they don't want to send their army, which we're about to see.
Yeah, don't worry, people, because look at this highly trained army. Look at this. Look at this. They're going to defend all of Europe by themselves. You can see all the army. Look at this masses of army.
Here we go. Here we go.
And here's the special forces giving special training to the rest of the military. Look at them go. Look at these experts. Whoops. Whoop. Oh, what? Whoop. Oh, wow. Oh. I think I got it mixed up. This is lifeguard training, I think, right? This is the lifeguard
training. They're all laughing at him.
And it's waist high water.
Let's watch that again.
It's incredible. And it's like, I don't know, highly trained people.
So that's the whole Estonian army on the other side?
Yeah. I don't know if it's both sides or whatever, but these are probably the special forces. I actually don't know. I'm just kidding.
From special school?
Yeah, they have special needs.
Special needs
I
school?
guess.
Special needs forces.
I don't know. Battle ready. That's what they are. Don't worry, Kaja Kallas. They'll save you from bad Russia. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, but if, Estonia, if they have any difficulty defeating Russia, probably along with Lithuania and Latvia, all trained Sieg Heil for the event. Then the Polish foreign minister. There's a photo we have of this guy here. His name is Radoslav, I think. He's the foreign minister of Poland. He should, I don't know. Do you get that photo, Jay? Oh, maybe I don't know. I thought I put it in there. But anyway, yeah, I think he's in there. Not a big problem anyway. But
yeah, I'm just getting it now.
You don't have to. Just so people just see who this guy is. He's just
see who he is.
But I think he's watching our videos too. Inevitability, Neo. That's the sound of inevitability. He says
this guy.
Yeah. He says it would end inevitably defeat for Moscow if they took on NATO. That's the sound of inevitability. Because he said they have more people, and I don't know what else he said. Did he say they're they're more highly trained? The NATO, Anyway, this guy's just talking out of his backside. They might have more people, and they probably have more weapons.
Who?
This guy, I don't know. He says that something like Russia should. What was it say? They should think twice before attacking. They're thinking that if, as you know, the narrative is, and they all have the narrative that they have to support, that if Russia is victorious in Ukraine.
Who's this guy again?
He's the foreign minister of Poland.
Oh, okay.
His name is Radoslaw Sikorski. So, coleslaw. Oh no, that's a different. Oh, that's something you eat. Radoslaw, and he's one of the glorious 30 that watched our YouTube channel. So he saw that we said something about inevitability. So he thought he would use it in his speech.
Exactly.
And saying that it's inevitable that Russia would be defeated.
All the Western foreign ministers watch this show.
Yeah. They saw something about assassination, so they thought they would. Anyway, we shouldn't have titled it assassination the last time. Yeah.
Head of the curve there.
If Russia is allowed to win in Ukraine, they will attack Europe. They will attack Europe. Not that they could, or they might, or it's a possibility. They said they will attack Europe.
Why does Russia want more land than it's got already?
Yeah, and it's like, well, what are they, I don't know. But they do have mops because this guy, he's so scared. They had to mop up, right underneath this podium when he left, and everybody smelled something weird there because, of his talk, they're, you better watch out. We're going to come and get you, Gosh, dang. And there was actually a video, I didn't put it up here, but Zelensky was saying that Russia's scared of him. And I don't know.
What?
I should have put that up there. It would have come out pretty good right now. But that Russia is scared of him. I mean, he said it before. I think it was in the older times, and now I wonder if he feels the same way now. So
I doubt that.
Yeah, we have other videos. We have one of Zelensky, he's saying how innocent Ukraine is on, that it's about these weapons, that they're getting weapons, not getting weapons from the West, or no, they're not using them against Russia.
Not allowed to.
They're innocent.
We don't have that far reach.
Oops.
Yeah.
Okay, let's listen to the comedian.
That we don't have that far reaching weapons as Russia has got. Unfortunately, we don't have it yet. And
We don't even have HIMARS.
We were never using the Western weapons to hit the territory of Russia. We don't have a green light to do that. We can't risk the whole scope of weapons coming to us, and we can't.
We are not shooting HIMARS
The sanctions
or
against
check
Russia.
weapons
We
into
don't leave the
Belgorod.
situation to this. Yes, we're having negotiations with our partners for us to be able to actually use the weapons against the military machinery and weapons system located close to the border with Ukraine. We would like to use Western weapons for that, but we don't have any moving forward in that regard.
So we'll just shoot civilian targets instead.
Yeah. I mean, the guy's like, what? It's like, I guess he feels that nobody sees any of these bombings that's going on in Belgorod. And it's like part of it, I'm thinking, well, maybe he thinks that actually, truthfully, I mean, you can understand why they would think that Crimea belongs to Ukraine, but what about Belgorod? They're bombing Belgorod and Kursk, things in that. And matter of fact, they've even bombed places even further away. And maybe those the ones further away were Ukrainian drones, but they're using Czech missiles and Czech things, and they're using HIMARS and all that. What about that airplane they shot down, remember? Filled with Ukrainian prisoners that they were going to exchange. They shot that down with Western weapons. But no, they didn't, because Zelensky says they didn't. So, yeah. Yeah, must have been from Mars. There's a video of Zelensky's missiles.
Again?
Yeah, I think it's another Zelensky one I put two in a row.
You torturing me?
Yeah, we have to listen to this guy. I don't even think seriously, I don't even want to put the guy up either because it's all a bunch of BS.
You're going to read.
Looks like he's ready to cry there. But...
Yeah, you're going to read the subtitles?
Subtitles.
I don't know, is there any English on this?
Oh, this is about... well, should I just paraphrase what he's saying?
Mm-hmm.
He's saying in this video that he wants the West to shoot down Russian missiles or Russian things
just outside the border and shoot them down. Yeah.
And he says, "I'm ready to sign the papers." So what he's going to say here, "I'm ready to sign. We're ready to sign papers that if Western what is it called? Air to, gosh, I'm losing my old
ground to air.
surface-to-air missiles. If they kill innocent Ukrainians, that's okay. We'll sign the paper to allow you to do it if they accidentally are killing Ukrainians. It's okay. Just shoot them down. In other words, that shows how much he cares about the
Well,
Ukrainians.
they're already deliberately killing Ukrainians, so why not?
Yeah.
Well?
Look at that, the cannon fodder. Give them 1 week training. Send them, and matter of fact, even send units out with no weapons. They're supposed to in their hands and throw it at the Russians.
I don't want to listen to him. Yep.
Ready to sign the papers. Incredible that if Russia's missiles are shot down on the territory of Ukraine, they will not take responsibility if it falls, something explode. We are ready to work. In other words, he just kind of doesn't complete that. You are find any mechanism very fast, legal. It's a matter of desire. And that's what he says, basically, I'll sign anything. But if everyone says whatever, blah, 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 he's ready to sign anything. And Zelensky, obviously, just like a lot of these leaders in the West, and I'm sure that a lot of you that watch this show know this, they don't care about their people. They don't even really care about their country. They care about their wealth,
bottom line,
their privilege. Yeah. And they're not like locked in even to their own countries. They can move. Maybe they would prefer to live in their own country, but, it's not, most of the time, it's like nobody's going to come in and take over the United States. Nobody's, Russia's not going to come and take over Germany. These guys can play along as they want and let their country get degraded and get worse and worse. They live in a protected environment, amongst all their friends. They get chauffeured, cars and all that. Their neighborhoods are all nice and clean. So they don't care about the rest of the people. They don't care about their economies really, because they got a lot of money, and they can afford anything. And it's just like Zelensky. He doesn't care about any of that stuff. None of these people really do. If you've never met these people and have done dealings with them, I have. I'm sure Dave has as well. That's what their life is all about. They even got bunkers. They got lots of money overseas, all kinds of different accounts and things like that. Remember the Panama Papers or the Pandora Papers? David Cameron.
Second passports.
Yeah, and third passports. David Cameron. When he was on the list, I think it was the Panama Papers, and he had, I don't know, tens of millions or something stashed in certain places. And the Panama Papers refers to, there was a law firm in Panama, and these are like secret accounts. They got a lot of, in case a lot of you don't know, there's celebrities and rich people, politicians, and they have a lot more money than you think they do, a lot more money than they say they have and what's on paper. They have a lot of that hidden in different ways in different places, and these law firms actually protect them. I'm talking about millions and hundreds of millions of dollars. And David Cameron, who's the defense secretary right now of the UK, he had a lot of that money. Oh, I didn't know about that. Things like that. I don't know. And it's a lot of people say that was one of the main reasons, because right before that, or right after that, he resigned. And it's not just because of the Brexit that he said he was going to resign, because if he loses the Brexit, but there's a lot more to it than that.
I have, which I didn't, excuse me, I didn't show last show. Something interesting. Where is it?
Hope people are enjoying this stuff. Seeing a lot of things you're not going to see on mainstream. We kind of consolidate a lot of this stuff. Certain things from different news sites and Telegram channels, Belarusian Telegram channels from people here and a lot of different places.
Where is it? So I can't find it, but there was a newspaper article that said 40% of all the laundered money goes through England, London, and that 40%.
I believe
of all the London, all the laundered money goes through London and its territories.
Yeah, I remember hearing a lot about that in the past.
40%.
And it's like you like money laundering, and it's like New York, or the U.S. at least, and the UK. That's the biggest places for crooked money. And it's, people you hear about, the Seychelles or Switzerland and the Swiss accounts, which of course they stopped that, quite a while ago, like these, Swiss bank account numbers and all that sort of deal. And what are some of these other offshore places or whatever? But none of that is really true. It's the United States and Great Britain, London.
City of London.
Yeah, that's where all that crooked money is really going through.
That City of London's got their own rules. You know that inside London. You know
No,
the
I didn't
square
know
mile where all the financial is. Yeah, the Queen's got to have permission to go in there.
Oh, wow! Learned something new.
Yeah, they got their own mayor.
Yeah, I got to talk to your wife. She tells me that you don't know anything, and I'm going to tell her. He knows some stuff, Dave.
Yeah, only one or two things. One or two things.
Of course, that's an attempt of some joke they talk in the United States. It didn't go over too good here.
No. Didn't translate well.
It goes better at parties. I tell you what, you tell that joke, somebody says something, you say, gosh, you're a lot smarter than so-and-so tells me you are. In America, everybody knows it's a joke. And the Germans, I said it once at a German party, and the guy keeps asking me through the rest of the party, what did he say about me? Come on, tell me, what did he really say about? I said, it's a joke, man. And he keeps going, come on, what did he say? Oh gosh, sometimes you play these jokes. I can tell you about other jokes, but I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be doing that. People get upset or start worrying. But did you ever find that video that we had of Chucky Schumer or not? You didn't?
Yeah.
You found it?
It's ready.
Okay, man, that's cool because he was mentioned that he was calling, the ICC a kangaroo court. Now, this was when it was Putin and they started to saying, oh, he's stealing children. And he was like, well, why would he want to do that? And taking them, to Moscow or something like that. Then, of course, they label him as a war criminal. And like we just mentioned, most of that was all fake stuff anyway. But when the tables are turned and it's somebody in the United States, then let's see what he says about that in the United States officials.
See prosecutors' decision seeking arrest warrants for Israeli leaders alongside Hamas terrorists is not only profoundly unfair, but it is reprehensible. As disappointing as the ICC's decision is, it comes as no surprise, because for decades and decades, the ICC has shown it harbors deep biases against Israel. This decision, suggesting an equivalency between Israel and Hamas, is another glaring example of that bias against Israel. As I have said many times, there has never been and there can never be any equivalence between Israel's right to defend itself against terror and Hamas's barbarity. The ICC's decision seeking
women and children,
killing
women and
leaders
children
is not only shameful, but also fails to follow protocol and process in a country where it has zero jurisdiction.
Were the Viet Cong terrorists?
No, they were just victims of the United States, obviously.
They were freedom fighters, right?
Oh, you're talking about the
Viet Cong in Vietnam War.
Yeah, they were freedom fighters, actually.
Same as Hamas.
Yeah. And it's like it's brutal. I mean, so tell me, even if they said the stuff from October 6th, 7th, yeah, if this was true, well, what else did Hamas do? Tell me about some of the terrorist activities of Hamas. Oh, they can't think of any. And then they're talking about, the ICC has a bias against Israel. Well, what were the things that the ICC were talking about what Israel did? Is that when they were shooting little children or something, with sniper guns, unarmed little children and women? And then they lock, how many thousands of Palestinians that are children and they didn't do any crime? I don't know, maybe some of them threw some rocks at some tanks. Oh boy, so they put them in prison. And I don't know, you can go on and on and on. Oh, but they have a bias against it. And talking about Israel has the right to defend itself. Well, it did, I'll tell you what, look at how many decades has Israel been attacking the Palestinians? And we're not talking about just Gaza. There's an operation in Jenin just these past days, rolling in all kinds of armored vehicles into Jenin, which was a refugee camp. I remember, back in the old days, it was just a refugee camp. Now it's probably a city. It's like a permanent city or something like that. And that's in the West Bank. It's not in Gaza. That's in the north of the West Bank, far away from Gaza, about as far away as you possibly can get. I don't know. But
Duke's walled up.
Yeah, and they said
rolled up. Sorry.
Yeah. And the U.S. said, I'll tell you what, if the ICC issues any kind of arrest warrant for an American official, and it's like some really crazy stuff. They said that they would militarily go into the Netherlands, and they said they would attack the Netherlands.
Yeah, there's a law passed. They passed a law.
Yeah, they passed a law to attack, to bomb, to bomb the international court, and then Schumer just said, "Oh, it's a place where they have no jurisdiction," Oh, like Israel, who's not a member of the international court. The United States is not a member. They bowed out. Well, guess what? Russia isn't either. Oh, but that's different because then they got to get Putin. So it's like in Russia, I think was until, I don't know. But yet, where's the evidence? There is no evidence. And, even when they found evidence that's like I just said about this thing about Putin and these children, and it's just incredible, Borrell, he's also saying
the gardener.
Yeah, that the beautiful garden of the, and most of the rest, for example, Russia and Africa, they're the wild jungle. Policy chief. He's policy chief of the EU. I don't know. It sounds like a created job to me. Policy chief, foreign policy chief, and he's staying out of the whole thing because, this whole ICC spat because the ICC is in Europe, and maybe they know about this.
Well, Germany said today that if the arrest warrants go through and Netanyahu goes to Germany, they'll arrest him.
Who said that?
Germany said today.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that would be something, but they probably won't. But Netanyahu probably has no reason to go to Germany.
They give a warrant for George W. Bush as well. And he was going to go on a speaking tour in Europe and then cancelled his speaking tour because they were going to arrest him there.
So they're growing a set of testicles.
That was when was that? That was a long time ago. It was George W. Bush.
Wow.
So something else I know.
Wow. Yeah. But U.S. Speaker Mike Johnson seeks to sanction the ICC if it does not do the U.S. wishes. That's a rules-based order, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
But sanctions, I guess so. He's a gentle type of guy. Yeah. But anyway, and now Germany. We switched to Zelensky and Baerbock. Baerbock. Well, anyway, she doesn't have that much to do with Germany. She's kind of the foreign minister, but she doesn't like Germany. She says she hates it, I guess. And she's even showing that with her actions. She said she doesn't care about the German voters. She's not voted in anyway. She's chosen for that position. And she should like the Germans because of her, how many thousands does it cost every month for her to get her hair done and all that sort of thing?
Isn't she the Green Party?
Yeah.
She's very and not
the War
very,
Party.
Yeah, she's not very environmentally friendly.
Yeah. There's a video with her and Zelensky, though.
Yeah, unfortunately. Here we go.
Yeah. The Green Party, that's green. Army color is green. Maybe that's why.
The award ceremony by decree of the President of Ukraine for outstanding personal contributions into strengthening interstate cooperation, supporting state
her loyalty to
sovereignty
Ukraine,
and territorial integrity of Ukraine, significant input into promotion of the Ukrainian state in the world. The Order of Prince Yaroslav the Wise, third degree, is awarded to Annalena Baerbock, Federal Minister for Foreign Affairs of Germany.
But it was the leader of, or one of the leaders. What's her name? Alice. She said that Baerbock hates Germany. So
yeah, they really like their medals and stuff, don't they? These politicians, giving them stuff.
Yeah. So she's probably just being rewarded for being a loyal Ukrainian, but just born in the wrong country, I guess.
Well, probably our previous ancestors were in Ukraine.
Yeah, like Newlands, I think, But but Ukraine, you can see.
No, I was talking about the 30s and 40s.
Oh, yeah, they're ideological ancestors. Hers are. Half the EU now. You look at Estonia and Latvia, and they actually did have. They were actually they were in alliance with Germany in those days. It's really weird. So was Finland. All these things right now, it's all coming back again. Except now the United States kind of switched, but you had George Bush's grandfather. He was also an ally of Adolphus.
They were financing the Nazi party.
And Poland, they kind of had a, I don't know, half-half. There was some that were, I don't know, some of the ministers.
Until they invaded.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta find out more about that part of the history. I didn't know. In the United States, as you know, they don't teach us that sort of stuff.
But in every country in the EU, they had collaborators.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, obviously, and they probably some were collaborators with Russia, like Donald Trump.
I think the fake president's using that flag, which the collaborators used as well.
Does she?
Yeah, I think it's that flag, the red and white one.
I'm trying to think of what that. I think it was red and white, right?
Yeah,
I don't even.
The collaborators used it.
Yeah, but there's somebody in Ukraine. It's a soldier, and he's not so happy with Ukraine. I don't know. I guess this guy's name is Eggert. Says an update on my situation. Ended up leaving 151 battalion, 151st battalion with 17 other guys, with the permission of company commander, only to find out that they blocked our salaries and put us as AWOL, fighting back against this injustice. But it's definitely a really screwed up situation. They marked us all as AWOL and don't pay us the money for risking our lives. But the Polish-British medic who died recently, they backdated her contract and broke it so they don't have to deal with the consequences. I never seen something this fucked up so far in Ukraine. So, in other words, there's a lot of people saying they're not getting paid. They go there,
or they have to give their company commander a slice.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of corrupt stuff like that getting paid, and then there's people. I don't know. I guess when somebody dies, a lot of time gets killed in action. I think they disappear the body, bury it, unmarked graves, and the commander continues to get the pay of, this soldier.
Yeah, we've seen videos of them doing that.
Yeah, multiple soldiers.
Yeah, so they can get the money still.
Yeah, it was just maybe some of these people didn't see some of our shows like that, where they're, dumping them in and, and burying them or hiding these bodies and stuff like that, so that the commander still gets the pay, and then they kind of split it. Of course, the commander gets probably the biggest share. He gets maybe 2 chairs, and the rest of the group, they get they divide it up or whatever. And anytime makes you wonder, somebody wants a little bit more pay, so they kind of make sure that some of the other soldiers disappear so they can get more pay. I don't know. Gosh. Yeah, but anyway, you know how this really works. It's money. They don't pay these soldiers because money is the root of all evil. So Ukraine, like Jesus says, is taking as much from the root of all evil as they possibly can from anyone and everyone. I'm not saying Jesus did that, but he might have said the root of all the evil. So, and Zelensky, of course, I mean, he's like a Jesus figure. So he takes on this evil of everybody, this money, and make sure that they don't have any, because it's the root of all evil. So it keeps them all, very Christian-like by not giving them any money. So that's how that works out. What a sacrifice. As Elon Musk tweets, you got a photo of his tweet.
That was Jack. Jack put that in here, and Elon replied.
Commented, yeah. Zelensky's term in office has officially ended as of last night. He has now extended his term by martial law. And so Elon Musk says, but I thought we were there to uphold democracy.
Yeah.
You're wrong. You're there to uphold the rules-based order. And
I was replying to that fake president again about this sort of stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
She never answers.
Yeah.
Because she hasn't got any answers. Oh, she's off to Switzerland or something now. Or
now
Sweden.
She's in Switzerland.
Something like that. She's off here.
How does she pay for this stuff?
Where's the money coming from? I keep asking her that.
Yeah.
She never answers.
Yeah, isn't that
Who's funding her?
Yeah.
Where's the money coming from?
All these trips, and probably has a luxury lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she's putting on a lot of weight, so she's eating well.
Yeah, she's eating pretty, fattening her up for the
slaughter.
Yeah, for the slaughter, maybe. They're going to send her over here, and yeah.
Nah, she'll get dumped eventually, like they always do.
Yeah, we could do an entire 2 hours on Ukraine and all of the stuff that they do, but you know, I don't know. We already did Baerbock and all that sort. But the ICC prosecutor, we have a video from this guy. He must have, somebody said balls of steel, because all these people going after him, Truckee Schumer and all this sort of stuff. And he has the AIPAC lobby, the paid off. I mean, he's not paid off, but all these people that are paid off by the lobby, and you'll see more of them. We'll show a couple of other film here, but let's see what this guy says about
the individual is the protection of babies. I mean, these are fundamental American values that should engender bipartisan support. Now, of course, this situation, unfortunately, lies on the San Andreas fault of international politics and strategic interests. And of course, I've had some elected leaders speak to me and be very blunt. This court is built for Africa and for thugs like Putin, was what one senior leader told me. We don't view it like that. This court is the legacy of Nuremberg. This court is a sad indictment of humanity. This court should be the triumph of law over power and brute force. Grab what you can, take what you want, do what you will. And we're going to simply be, we're not going to be dissuaded by threats or any other activities, because in the end, we have to fulfill our responsibilities as prosecutors, as the men and women of the office, as judges, as the registry.
Yeah. But I'll bet he wasn't one of the ones that said, let's get Putin. As he just said, it was designed to go after like Putin, Lukashenko, African leaders, anybody who does not fulfill what the United States wants, the rules-based order and the masters of the universe, and we will get you. So anyway, that guy, I'll tell you what, he's just, I don't know. I wonder if they're going to wet work him too, just like they wanted to do Fizzo and they did Abe from Japan and all that sort of stuff. You
think he's going to have an accident?
Yeah, he'll probably have a car accident, or he'll
heart attack.
Yeah, suicided or a heart attack or something like that. He's going to say,
shoot himself twice in the head while hanging himself.
Yeah,
tied with his hands behind his back.
Yeah. Sometimes they did do that, didn't they? They have like suicide, 2 bullets in his head, tied behind his back. I mean, these guys are really ambidextrous or something.
Do you know the guy they found in London? He was MI5 or MI6, but he was a double agent, apparently. And they found him zipped up in a bag in his apartment, right, with the temperature turned up. And the bag was locked from the outside, and they said it was suicide.
Wow. These are really talented guys.
Yeah.
I mean, that they can
do all that. It's like Houdini backwards.
Houdini backwards. Jeez. It's like, like the Clintons, it's really strange how many of those guys that, like the what was it, the State Patrol or whoever these guys that were in, when he was Governor Clinton, how many of these guys, they must have bad mechanics in Arkansas, because how many of them, their brakes went out or something like that. These guys that were very close to the, the Clintons or something,
Yeah. I've, where's that thing? I was just going to show you something while you're talking. Sorry.
Somebody sent me, and I should have sent that. I should have said the garbage day for the Clintons.
Oh, I've got it. I'm just about to.
Oh, that's what you were going to show?
I'm just about to show it. Yeah. Yes, because you sent it to me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did send it to you. Just
there you go.
Yeah. What's that on top there? Somebody wrote me and said, "Is that true?" I think they were joking. Garbage day. Gosh dang. Man alive. Even when she was running against Trump, I mean, during that election time, how many people? One guy, the weights fell on his neck or something like that, and he had something to do with the Supreme Court or something like that.
Look at that.
Oh, he was. Oh, he was one of the guys that were. I remember something against, something that the Clinton thing.
Yeah, Obama now's got 2 at least.
Obama
2 chefs.
Oh yeah.
2 chefs.
And who was that other guy? That one guy that he was on the Clinton campaign, kind of, or I guess he was, or the Democrats anyway. And he had a flash drive with some information, and he was robbed. They took the flash drive, but they didn't take his money. So, but makes you wonder. I mean, gee, these robbers. I know those flash drives. They're pretty nice. Maybe it was a big one, with a lot of memory on it. But I don't know. It seems like they would have taken the cash too. But I guess they wanted that flash drive, to use for something. I don't know. I bought a flash drive the other day. You know that because you ordered it for me.
Yes.
So, but
be careful. You might get robbed. You won't get.
Make sure I stay in Belarus.
Yeah, you won't get robbed here. You'll be fine. Don't take it anywhere in the EU with you.
Yeah, gosh dang, you're right. Oh boy, I think you're setting me up.
Mm.
Maybe you're going to tell me to take it with me.
Just take that USB drive with you. When you go to Germany, please.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can't read my thing. I'm got tears in my eyes from thinking that's funny, but okay. Anyway, where was I?
Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, Lindsey Graham. He's also, he's talking about this guy. Listen to this one.
Mr. Closet.
Yeah, maybe he wants.
Apparently, the Japanese are very upset.
About what?
What he said about the nuking Japan.
Let me think. What was he saying?
He said it was good. It was good, essentially.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. I think. Do we have something about him today saying? Oh no, that's Ted Cruz. We'll get to Ted Cruz. I hope I put Ted Cruz up there, but
yes.
But listen to this. Listen. He's actually admitting.
Hopefully, together we'll find a way to rest our displeasure with the ICC. Because if they'll do this to Israel, we're next. This group tried to come after our soldiers. Yeah, you can clap all you want to.
Put it on pause for a second.
They tried to come after.
He's saying if they go after Israel for their crimes, then they're going to go after us for our crimes. And there's people, that are clapping. I guess I don't know. Saying, now, yeah, you can clap all you want, It's like, we're going to continue to do the crimes because we're going to go after them. It's like basically admitting we are criminals. We're a dastardly regime. I mean, this is right out in the open for everybody to see. And we're going to continue doing that. Damn you.
It's a mafia state.
Wow.
Afghanistan, but reason prevailed. So at the end of the day here, what I hope to happen is that we level sanctions against the ICC for this outrage to not only help our friends in Israel, but protect ourselves over time. Mr. Secretary, your statement yesterday was excellent. The president's statement was excellent. Senator Schumer's statement on the floor was excellent about the outrage here. They have destroyed the notion of complementarity. They have misled people in the United States Senate about their intention, and they shall and will pay a price. Mr. Secretary, I appreciate what you've said. It is now time for us to act.
Bomb them.
Thank you.
With your friend John McCain, remember? Bomb, bomb, bomb. Man alive. It's like this. What did Rand Paul? We started off with something like all we have is the stick. There is no carrot. But, they're starting to come up with some carrots. Yeah. We let Israel get prosecuted for crimes, and they're going to come and go after us for crimes.
Can't do that.
Yeah. Well, we can switch. We can get back a little bit to this stuff too, but we can switch to New Caledonia now. To give us a vacation in the tropics. To show them where that's at. We have a map, and it's almost your old stomping grounds, kind of. Must be nice down here. I mean, weather-wise in New Caledonia. You've been there?
Yeah, scuba diving.
You've been everywhere. Damn you!
It's the South Pacific.
Yeah. Is it really nice there? It's like.
Yeah, it's like home where I'm from anyway in Australia.
I wonder if it's like sweaty, really. Well, when I was in the
it's like
Caribbean, it was.
Yeah, it's like Vanuatu. It's like Fiji. Same sort.
Lots of girls running out and half naked and stuff like that. Too?
No.
Oh, I guess I don't want to go. But anyway, there it is. Brisbane is a place I kind of was always interested in, like thinking, oh, that seems like it's pretty cool. It's going to be cool enough because it's right near the sea.
Named after Lord Brisbane.
Is it really?
Hmm.
Brisbane. I thought it was from somebody from Fawlty Towers. No, that's Basel, right?
Basel.
Yeah. Not Brazil. No. Anyway, New Caledonia. Like I said, I last week I didn't really know where this was at. I was like, New Caledonia, is that by Madagascar or something somewhere? Someplace you never really heard of, but
right along the Tropic of Capricorn.
Oh, is it? Okay. Is that in a hurricane?
That's what that line is.
Do they get hurricanes there?
Cyclones, yeah.
Cyclones. Okay. But what was I going to say about them? Okay, New Caledonia. And it's still going on there, and France doesn't want to give that up as a colony, apparently. They still want their colonial control. And we even have a video of France doing whatever they want to do there, I guess. And it makes you wonder, they had these vehicles ready and waiting. And there's people, actually, I guess New Zealand and Australia have sent flights there to evacuate people too. Because it's these people, I can't understand it. They just want to be, they want freedom. I mean, can't they understand they don't want freedom?
It all started because they want to put a law in that the French people had more rights than the locals.
Well, what's wrong with that? It's like Palestine and Israel, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, it's because they don't want to get kicked out of this one like they have been kicked out of African countries.
Isn't it like because they're the exceptional people or master race?
So what we're seeing is an armored personnel carrier. What?
That blue one is an armored personnel
Yeah,
carrier.
trying to move a
bulldozer.
Yeah, well, trench bulldozer, trench digger, front end loader.
So they can go rough up the people of some place, right? Look at a campfire somewhere.
Big tough wrench.
Yeah. Well, riots are still continuing there, but you know that the French are saying that Russia's behind it.
I'm sure Putin went there to pay everybody personally.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah. Putin, he's like an octopus or something, right?
He's everywhere.
You know, an octopus, you know, a testicle in every pie. You know?
There's some more of that.
Or tentacle, excuse me. Tentacle in every pie. Testicle. Ugh. More hot dogs to roast. Hot dogs for everybody. You know, isn't that strange? They have massive nickel reserves, and the price of nickel is really high right now. There's massive nickel reserves in New Caledonia.
Do they?
Yeah. You didn't hear about that, huh?
Didn't know.
Yeah, and the price is really high.
I thought it was the coconuts they wanted.
Yeah. Seashells.
Coconuts and seashells.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But, you know, and I guess France has had control of that area since 1853. That's incredible. That's way back. Boy, oh boy. You'd think it's they paid enough, so they should let them go on their own.
Further down south is where they used to test their nuclear weapons.
You mean like in New Caledonia? I mean,
No, further down.
like
down the map.
Like on some other islands, or just wow. Do you know the name of the islands?
Mururoa Atoll.
Wow.
We went there in boats to stop them, a whole flotilla.
Really?
First time I took a long trip on a small 25-foot sailing boat. Never again.
What? Because of the boat, or?
It's fucking boring.
Okay.
So
the
long.
islands?
No,
Oh,
just
the
sailing,
trip.
just sailing.
The
I'm
trip.
sure it's different now because all we had was, when we started off, it was women had the tops off and that was fun and we had music, but after a week of it, it was enough. It was enough of that.
Okay.
And you couldn't get off. I mean, you just couldn't go off and go anywhere. Yeah, that was it. You were stuck.
Yeah.
Then you had to come back. So yeah.
Oh, so once you do the protest and
Yeah, then you had
get
to sail
something
back.
to do-
Then we had to sail back.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, never again.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see those women's breasts, stuff like that. It'd be terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, we do get sick of them after a while.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sure now with the internet and that, at least it'll be a bit more interesting.
Now what?
I'm sure that now you've got internet access, at least you could keep yourself busy.
Okay.
But after a while, it was the same music
But probably
again.
no connection there, you know?
No, it was the same music over and over again.
Yeah.
Same people. Couldn't get off.
How long?
Couldn't wash properly.
How long was it? Weeks or something?
I think it was about 3.5 weeks we did.
Oh, man, that is too much.
Hmm.
Like cabin fever. Bro.
Yeah, like I said, you couldn't get off.
What about fishing?
Well, I don't like fishing anyway, but that got boring.
Yeah, I guess. Okay. So then you should have gone to Georgia.
But there was, we had a big storm and there was 35-foot waves. That was a bit exciting.
That makes life worth living, I guess. Huh? Wonder if you're going to be alive the next day. Or,
yeah, exactly.
Or you can't go to sleep.
And then all the women screaming all the time.
Wow. I bet that was nice. Jeez. Oh, boy.
Yeah. Because, the waves were bigger than the boat.
Oh, crap.
So you go up one, and
when it's rough, I tell you what, I've been in boats, like in Alaska, fishing boats, when it swells. But it just swells, it swells. You say there's a boat next to you or a little bit, and you're talking to somebody, and then you got to wait because there's a big swell there. And then, you got to wait till the swell goes down, and then you can finish your conversation.
In the Bering Strait.
Yeah, yeah. But they were swells. It wasn't like really rough stuff. The rough stuff is, I don't know. I probably freak out myself. If you have like, there's like little white caps on the swells. But if you have some big stuff, is that what you're talking about? That kind of stuff? Oh, man.
And high winds.
The only thing I'd be grateful for is that water washing over the deck, because I would be messing the floor up, Yeah.
Strapped in if you're on the deck.
Oh, you guys are all strapped in? Yeah, I guess
the
you'd
ones
have
on the
to.
deck were strapped in.
Yeah, I think you'd have to be. Man alive. No, thank you.
All the women screaming inside.
Oh, I'd be screaming with them. Maybe, no, I don't want to say that we're still on YouTube, right? I can't say that. So let's go to Georgia.
So sailing, not good.
Unless
that long.
You're into some things.
Maybe the day is okay.
Yeah. And I was also wondering, when I was in St. Vincent, I was, I did coffee business, and the biggest buyers were people that came in on sailing boats. And I think they're coming across the Atlantic.
Did they buy coffee to hide things?
I don't think so. Not that I know of.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. But I
hide the smell from dogs.
Oh, do they use that? Huh.
Anyway, let's move on.
I've heard other things when I was down there, and I didn't think about it.
Carrots and sticks.
Carrots and sticks. Carrots and sticks. Okay, Georgia. Now we're going to Georgia. And this is not Rand Paul. He said all we have is the stick.
And this is not Georgia in America.
This is
Georgia, the country.
Georgia, the country. And the
Ask
US,
an American where it is on the map.
Yeah, it's not near Australia. Anyway,
I bet you they picked the Georgia state.
They wouldn't even. I'll tell you what. They can't find the Georgia state too. I'm an American, and I know that they wouldn't be able to find Georgia state either. They'd probably choose Alabama, because that's kind of likely. Might even choose Louisiana or something. Maybe Kentucky, where Rand Paul is from, but or Virginia or something. But anyway, the U.S. It's kind of weird when they offer like a carrot. The carrot is weapons. So they're offering weapons and economic benefits.
Money.
And there's a Georgian analyst, let's see, Shota Kadsday. He said, if Georgia leadership falls for this, the handout, because it's either you take the carrot or you're going to get the stick, I guess is what the U.S., but at least they're having a carrot this time instead of saying, you do what we tell you to do or else.
Teddy Roosevelt, speak softly, carry a big stick.
Yeah, but no carrots. But now they're having a carrot too.
Maybe he had carrots in his pocket.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are they for donkeys?
Huh? Donkeys? What?
Well, treating countries like donkeys.
Oh.
Carrots.
As long as it's not donkeys from Cuba, if you heard about what was happening there when the U.S. had control. So let's not talk about that either. You don't know that?
No.
Okay, good.
We'll talk offline.
And some people listening do, but...
Look that up on the internet, people.
Yeah, and I guess they called them donkey shows, so Don't not a nice thing, and I guess that's one very big reason why Castro was successful. So anyway, Georgian leadership. He said if there was other quotes from this guy too, that if Georgian leadership falls for this handout, it would mean we sold ourselves out. So what it is that we're talking again about that foreign agent bill, and it's like
the one the US has got.
Yeah,
and the one the EU's putting in.
They're telling Georgia,
the one Hungary's about to put in.
Yeah, that you have to allow foreign agents. I'll tell you what if it was Russian foreign agents? Then, of course, the U.S. would be against it. Matter of fact, that's probably one reason why the U.S. has that bill, that law. But they want Georgia to have it so that the U.S. can continue to send in U.S. aid and the, GlobeSec and all these things that we were talking about last time, the Open Society Foundation, all of these things, so they can still maintain control. Because actually, they want permanent control of Georgia because of its proximity to Russia, And so that's what it's all about. And, they've invested so much into Georgia. It's just like Ukraine. So it's another one. And they want to use that also against Russia.
I'm sure they'll try Armenia next.
Yeah. Yeah, Armenia's, that's next. That's one of the ones on the list. And it looks like
because they're doing Moldova at the moment as well.
Back and
US.
Yeah, so the empire is still working, people. So it's not like because of the multipolar world.
I need a filter every time you say that. We need to put something over here, like a Klaus Schwab head or something.
Yeah, the empire. Klaus Schwab, you mentioned
retiring.
Kind of. Did you read that? He's retiring from some sort of his executive position, but he's becoming. What was that title? He's becoming the non-something executive. So he's still going to be there. And there's something about them having to ask permission from the Swiss government. So I'm thinking, well, what is the WEF, which I thought was all private? It's a bunch of rich private people, and I don't really know what that has with the Swiss government. So he has to get some kind of permission to...
Maybe it's a business law.
Yeah, I don't think I wrote it down here, and I was going to.
Rumor has it Tony Blair's going to take his spot.
Let's see. Yeah, it says Klaus Schwab steps down, but to non-executive chairman pending approval of the Swiss government. I can't figure out what that is. Non-executive chairman, non-executive. So a chairman is an executive. It's a very strange title. So I don't understand it. So we'll see. Maybe in the coming days.
Changeover of the Bond villains.
Yeah, it's going to be something. He'll probably still have some sort of control. Makes me wonder, did he get sick, or maybe he's making...
How old is he now?
I don't know. Who's that guy that's basically his secretary, that Harari, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's actually the one that comes up with most all the technical evil stuff. So we'll see. I don't know if he's not the type of person to be in charge of that, though.
Tony Blair, the rumor is.
So you say Tony Blair. Yeah, they've been trying to fit him in somewhere after he was put, envoy to Palestine or the Middle East or something that nobody wanted.
He was going on about digital IDs again the other day, saying you need it for medical, so you know if you're injected.
Oh, okay.
He's still going on about it.
Great.
Tried to bring it in England, not digital, but a card, an ID card, and that was rejected as well.
Yeah, they're not done with this stuff. Whether it's going to be COVID, a new COVID, or who knows what. There's a lot of crazy stuff still going on. And I tell you what, people, be ready. And if you didn't like what was going on with this other COVID stuff, you're probably not going to like the future one. So we can't talk too much in depth because we're still on YouTube, right?
No.
Yeah. But now switch to Richie Sunak talking about things like medical things.
He's just called an election, July 6th, snap election.
Yeah, and that happened today, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I missed that when I was on the way. He did it probably on the way when I was on the way here.
It's going to lose.
You think so?
Mm.
They can rig elections, though. Who's he running against? Do you know any?
Steimer, but he's just as worse, or just as bad, sorry.
So they're going to just put him up against some people that are even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's a sure winner.
No.
Landslide.
Well, maybe George Galloway's party will
Oh.
have the balance of power.
Gosh, he just got back in a month ago or something.
But he's got candidates for every seat as well. So already,
George Galloway.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He's got a famous cricketer. He's about to announce a famous rugby guy. He's got a few people. So if they get enough seats, they can hold the balance of power. Then
they're not trying to get that position of
prime
minister.
They'd have to get
a lot of seats.
I think it's there was 650 seats. They'd have to get a majority of those.
Gosh, well, even if he gets a large percentage, I would be amazed. But I would really rather see George Galloway in there, of course. But anyway, Rishi Sunak here, he is, I guess he's apologized. He says, "Oh, so sorry that, it's all about," and he didn't, it's nothing that he did, but he's talking about the government of the UK. And they, for the most part, they purposefully infected 30,000 people from somewhere in the early 1970s to the early to mid 1990s, infected them with blood that had either hepatitis, some of them, or AIDS. And it's basically knowingly, they didn't test it, and they knew because of this blood was coming from the United States. Very much of it is from prisons and from drug users. So the USA, people that were like maybe hard up for money, in the prison, you depending on the prison that you're at, sometimes you can get money, get a little bit, maybe you give blood, or you work in industries, because I worked in a prison, but the prisoners can work also in like industries in there, they like making office furniture is what we did. The prison that I worked at for state offices and things. And then I think one did something like the tags that go on license plates, and there's a traditional thing of proverbial making license plates, prisoners and things like that. But anyway, you get a little bit, and then you can buy things in stores. They have prisoner stores, stuff like that. I think it's mostly you order it, like, I don't know, maybe even extra cigarettes or who knows what all. But anyhow, people that are hard up for money, and then drug addicts and all that. So the blood was coming from these types of people, and, unsuspecting people in the UK that maybe needed blood, they were given this blood and became infected. And everybody said knowingly. And a lot of this hepatitis, it wasn't hepatitis A, which you can get cured from. It was hepatitis C. And hepatitis C, you can also get hepatitis D and all that. But this stuff is permanent. You get it and you've got it, and you have have it for the rest of your life, and it's a miserable time, I guess.
His wife and their net worth has gone up over the last 18 months, 120 million.
Really? Incredible. And he's the prime minister.
His wife's got shares in Infosys, because her father owns it.
So a lot of people are losing money, but they're gaining money.
120 plus. Yeah, I think it was 123 maybe.
When Trump was president, he lost a huge amount of his money. And when Obama was in, Obama got a lot of money. He made a huge amount of money while he was president, Obama. And then especially since he got out, I think he was worth like 2-point-something million when he got in, Obama. And then I think, what is it now, or maybe right after he left office, is 28 million. It's like, what the heck? And Trump, I think, what did he have, like, I don't know, 3 billion? And then he went down to 2, or I don't know. I can't remember the numbers for sure, but Trump is not a big billionaire. And
he is now. He made 6 from his social network.
That's incredible. So maybe he's sitting there thinking, maybe I should have done this instead of, building in real estate, things like that. But anyway, Zelensky, he's been making
He's a billionaire.
billions. Yeah. He had at one point 2, and it's known he's made at least 5 billion since he's been in there. I mean, his value has gone up to at least 5 billion. Some people were saying after that it was 10 billion, but I don't know. There was no real proof that it was 10 billion, but that there is proof that he's got 5 billion at least, and he might even be up to 7 or something by now. Incredible. Nancy Pelosi, another one. Let's talk about her. Computer chips when her trip to Taiwan.
Yeah, I wish I'd known about her earlier and followed her stock picks.
Yeah. Well, computer chips, Taiwan. Say no more. Say no more. Nudge, nudge. Wink, wink, as they say. And but anyway, this blood stuff. And Richie Sunak has declared May 20th a day of shame, or I don't know. And he apologized. He says he apologized to every single person that was affected. So I wondered, did they all line up at 10 Downing Street and say? And he said, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." In other words, he didn't apologize to every single person. It just sounds good, sounds good on in PR. Yeah, anybody. He said, apologize to everybody impacted by the scandal. Yeah, incredible. Drug users. They called them high-risk donors, and it makes you wonder, well, why would they bring in blood from high-risk donors? Yes, and now we can come to this other assassination, or not assassination, this death of the Iranian president. As I said, there's 3 helicopters flying together, and one of them fell. Maybe it was for parts. I don't know. They say if Mossad, it's never an accident. You would think that the president and the foreign minister would probably have the best well-maintained helicopter, but I don't know. Piers Morgan, he was talking to an Iranian professor. This guy's all over. He's really intelligent. This Mohammed Marandi. There's a video.
He was on George Galloway the other day as well.
Yeah, he's really, really sharp, and he sounds like a really decent person. He's got a good presence of mind and everything too. So let's hear. And a matter of fact, I have to commend Piers Morgan on this. Sometimes, not with Jackson Hinkle and a lot of other people, he doesn't let them talk, but he let this guy talk. And I was wondering, why is he letting this guy talk instead of constantly? He only interrupted him a couple times, and it wasn't really that bad. And I'm wondering, well, why? Why didn't he keep interrupting him? Because this guy's making some really good points. I think he said, wipe that smirk off your face. That's the only negative part. But I think Piers Morgan maybe believes that everybody in America believes or thinks that Iran is evil. And we'll show you some footage as well of the pre-funeral ceremonies of Raisi, which are not the big ones. I think the big ones are today and tomorrow.
We'll show that first, because I've got to find no video of Piers Morgan.
We didn't have it?
He didn't give it to me.
No, I know it's on there, but because I remember seeing that a couple of times, because I thought I had it twice by accident, and I didn't delete any of them. It says, I don't know, I think it says Piers Morgan, Professor Mohammed Marandi. You didn't find it?
You're talking.
Okay. But, well, if you want, you can play one of the funeral caravan things while you're looking for that. Yeah, and here, like Piers Morgan.
Just in case, because we're on YouTube.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think this is any music from any band or anything like that. But, just in case, you're right. You can. I think it's just some regular elevator music. But they say, oh, they hate him, and he's a terrible. Look at all these people that turn out, and this is not the original funeral procession, which this is just a pre-thing.
I'm surprised they didn't say they were all forced with guns to come out.
Yeah. It's so much fake information, just like what they talk about this country, But look at this. And I think they said thousands, but it's more than thousands. It's more than tens of thousands. It's probably more than hundreds of thousands. I'll bet that there's 1 million people here. This is one place. I guess this is a holy city of Quo, and I think there was going to be the big one is going to be in Tehran, when there will be millions of people. Look at this. It's just endless, packed. Jeez, incredible. It never ends. Still going. Look at this, as far as the eye can see. I'll tell you what, it's definitely 1 million people in this one. Just think of what the Tehran one is going to be. And I think maybe the big one is going to be Friday. I don't know. Israel's probably thinking, where are we going to get a couple bombs in there? You know, because they're the unchosen people. We have to.
We'll go to the Iranian embassy tomorrow. Apparently there's something outside here as well, flowers and all that. Can have a look.
Here in the Minsk, huh?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, you hear nothing but positive about all of these leaders of the real free world, free people. Putin, everybody talking very positive about him. And it's sort of like, you know, one thing is strange. He doesn't seem like he's any kind of a radical guy at all. He wants peace. It's like Putin. Putin is actually a moderate, you know, and they say, oh, he's an evil guy. I'll tell you what, they can just think if they were successful in all their assassinations, pretty soon they're going to end up with some people that are not very moderate at all. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you give me a USB?
Oh, let me go get it. I'm going to take this off. Hang on a second. People. We pause for intermission.
Dee, 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 dee.
Yeah. Sing. Yes, indeed. Yes, but I've met people that were against, you know, the government in Iran, and oftentimes those are the people that you'll find in foreign countries, such as the United States, and maybe even in Belarus. I met one person here in Belarus, you know, and he was against it. He's here with his wife, and his wife is not against, you know, the government there. And I don't even know what his claim was, what he didn't like about the government of Iran. I don't know. I met a girl and her sister in Germany that were Iranian, and they said it's great. They liked Iran. I don't know. So you hear kind of some mixed things.
It's not on that either.
This is strange.
I'll find it. Give me a second. Oh, you.
Yeah. Yeah, you can find that on, I probably got it on, from, I don't know, Sputnik, but you can find it on other things too. There's a lot of sort of like, I don't know, copycat channels that maybe they actually are run by Sputnik, but they have a different name. Shh, don't tell the authorities about that, because then they'll ban it in the West. It's probably for people to see things like that.
Okay, this is 6 minutes. You want to play the whole lot or just some of it?
I'm not sure. Well, we can play the 6 minutes. I think we have time.
Sure.
I don't have much more. Matter of fact, I'm almost right at the very end. Anyway, I have Russell Branting.
Picture of a man dubbed the Butcher of Tehran.
Butcher of Tehran. He's smiling.
Well, obviously, what you're saying is inaccurate, to say the least. I would say the butchers are in London, in Washington, the people who destroyed Iraq, Afghanistan, Yemen during the disgraceful genocide there, the dirty war in Syria, the destruction of Libya, the sanctions on Venezuela and Cuba. I think that the real monsters are actually much more closer to home. He wasn't executing people. He was in the judiciary at the time, and the people who you're alluding to, and the numbers are far less than what you claim, they're actually, this is something that your government should be ashamed of.
Piers Morgan said thousands
who fought against Iran. They fought for Saddam Hussein as foot soldiers. They betrayed the country. They carried out bomb attacks in this country, killing up to 17,000 people, including a president, a prime minister, and a head of judiciary. A bomb explosion near my house when I was a school student. I was getting ready to go to school. It killed 9 to 11 people, including an Armenian family of 4. These are the people who you're saying they were murdered by Iranians. No, in Iran, no one has any sympathy for the MEK terrorist organization, which today has a major base in Albania, and it has offices across Europe and North America. So it is your government that's supporting terrorism. It is your government and your governments that are really the brutal regimes that the
Professor, you came on and said you came on and spun this sort of stuff last time with the same smirk that you're doing it with this time. And the reason I find the smirk so irksome is because everybody actually outside of your office right now is looking at this thinking, is this guy for real? Given that Iran's tentacles
He's cool,
in terms
this
of
Morandi,
terrorism
this Professor
are
Morandi,
very
isn't he?
transparently
Look at how
flowing
cool
through
and
the
calm
three
he is.
H's as I described them. Hezbollah, Houthis, Hamas. We know that your country, Iran, through its regime, has been responsible for horrendous terrorism now for a very long time. Why do you expect people
Not the
watching
US.
these interviews when you do them to just calmly believe
Calmly.
you when you say that all the bad guys are everybody else and the downtrodden, oppressed, much
Not Lindsey
misunderstood
Graham.
people are the
What we
Iranian
just heard
regime,
Lindsey Graham
who is
admitting it.
despised by so many people in Iran itself?
No, and Iran will see during the funeral ceremonies how popular President Raisi was. Just like General Soleimani 4 years ago, people like you were saying the same thing about him. But we saw millions come to the street. Just because in the West you say this sort of thing doesn't mean
Make
that
it true.
that's the reality on the ground over here. Hezbollah was a group that was created as a result of the Israeli
This man is
regime's
too good, it
invasion
says.
of Lebanon. They went and captured the capital in 1982. Hezbollah was created as a result of this illegitimate and brutal occupation. They expelled the brutal apartheid ethno-supremacist regime from Lebanon. And Hamas and other groups in Palestine are the result of 76 years of oppression, ethnic cleansing, and brutality and apartheid from this same regime. So when you speak about the Houthis or Ansar Allah, you're talking about a decade of genocide carried out by the Saudis and the Emiratis, who are your allies, and your governments were supporting them. Your government starved the people of Yemen to bring them to their knees, but you failed, and you failed today as well. So no, you cannot blame the victims. 9/11, we were told that Al-Qaeda carried out the attacks on the Twin Towers. Who was Al-Qaeda? They were working with you in Afghanistan. And then 10 years
Hillary
later
Clinton
in Syria,
admitted
in Libya, Al-Qaeda was cooperating with you. We have an email from Jake Sullivan, February the 12th, 2012, where he sent to Hillary Clinton, where he said in Syria, Al-Qaeda is on our side. The dirty war in Syria, the dirty war in Libya is yours. These are your crimes and you cannot escape from it. So we are the victims and your ugly empire is guilty as it is guilty in the genocide today in Gaza. No, in the West, you objectify women, you commodify women, and you sexualize women, and you have
This part I didn't
Epsteins
hear.
and many Epsteins who
Well,
control
we give
your
women the freedom to dress how they wish. Why would you decline them that freedom?
In Iran, we have women pilots, we have women scientists. My boss at the University of Tehran, the dean of my faculty is a woman. For the 21 years that I've been an academic at the University of Tehran, 17 and a half of those years, the dean of my faculty was one woman or another. Don't misrepresent Iran. It doesn't work anymore, Pierce. Your Western empire is on the decline. The whole of the global South is witnessing the crimes that are being carried out by your regimes. And your declining regimes are now despised by your own people. You're crushing people, students who are protesting genocide. You're not even crushing students who are protesting your own government for something that they're doing at home. You're crushing students for protesting genocide in another country. But you can't tolerate that. And your media is controlled by a group of rich people. They control the narrative, and you call that a democracy. Your choice is either
This guy's
Hillary Clinton or
ripping Piers Morgan to
Biden
shreds.
or Trump.
I'm surprised he's
And
not
then
interrupting
when
him.
that decision is made, the whole of Europe, Canada, the UK, Australia, and New Zealand fall in line as good soldiers. You don't have democracies.
Or maybe it is democracy, and maybe democracy is not the thing you want anyway. I remember Iran, I should have mentioned that too, that they had somebody who killed a terrorist bomber. They killed a lot of the Iranian, National Guard people, these IRGC or whatever. And it was the terrorist group called Jundallah. And the leader of that was a guy named Rigi. And he was, I think, hiding out maybe in Pakistan. And then there was an airplane. He was on an airplane. Somehow Iran found out. So they landed this airplane using jets. And they made this airplane land. In other words, they didn't shoot it down. The United States is a well-known fact. If there's a terrorist on an airplane and they know it and it's full of passengers, the USA shoots it down and they kill everybody to get one person. How many times have they done that? They've done it many times. Iran didn't do that. They forced the plane down. And it's even like Lukashenko, what he did, when this one guy was on through the Swiss, and they said that there's a bomb on there, or something like that. Anyway, so, and they had the opportunity to either land in, what was it, Vilnius or in Minsk.
They were already on the flight path. They were already descending.
Yeah, but the pilot decided he's going to go to Minsk.
He turned around.
Yeah.
He didn't have to turn around.
And he went to Minsk. So, yeah. And
so that was another false flag.
But in anything, it was a false flag. And I don't know, it was probably some sort of a setup. But anyway, the same thing. But Iran landed that airplane and they got the terrorist off the airplane. And the terrorist, they didn't torture him. And it's amazing because you see, and I can understand, like a lot of these people get pissed off. I've seen even in St. Vincent, when they get somebody that supposedly was doing something, they have black eyes and all that sort of stuff. But somehow Iran, they don't do that. They get these people and then they freely come out. And I don't even know, because the guy knows he's going to get the death penalty because he killed a lot of people. And he admits, and that he worked for NATO. This Regan, you can probably find that interview somewhere, but of course it's going to have to be with subtitles. But he admitted that he was working for NATO, foreign agents, where he got his information and everything. And he killed those people. But Iran, they didn't shoot down the airplane. Like the Muslims, a lot of people don't know it's against their religion to kill innocent people. But anyway, that's just some side information as well.
Okay, you've got a few things that we can't have on YouTube, so we're going to leave YouTube.
Yeah, and let's just show some of the pre, like I was going to say, we can show those on YouTube, but we don't have to. But it's like the pre-funeral processions. And this is for a president that the United States, that all the people hate, We already showed one, right? But well, this one I think is number 2. This was too dark. You don't want this one. There's another one. It's called Video Funeral Video 3. So it's a lot more lighter, and you can see that. That one you just were showing, it's similar to the other one. Oh, they look like they really hate him, huh? Nobody showed up. All these streets are packed. I mean, many streets, I think, go into the central square. And wherever the city is at. I think that's Qom as well. But like I said, these are very small. The big one is going to probably be tomorrow on Friday. And of course, they're not going to show it in the West because they don't want anybody to see that. Yeah, so much misrepresentation, especially about Iran. I don't know, is the U.S. still harboring, they want, this desire to bomb Iran, to attack it? They miss all that oil. So, yeah. Anyway, only other thing I had was Russell Brand. And that's it.
Yeah, but he's talking about Big Pharma.
Yeah, you can't.
So, okay, everybody, we're getting off YouTube. If you're on YouTube, I'm just about to post the link to Rumble. Oh, didn't do this. That.
Yeah.
I've posted the link in the chat in YouTube. If you can click that, I'll copy and paste it and go there. And we'll follow on with stuff we can't have on YouTube and our section. You don't see that in Belarus.
Yeah, some really shocking stuff. So you do want to turn into our Rumble channel. Switch over.
I'll give them 30 seconds or so. What are you doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow, oh gosh, you can't believe how much stuff I got. First, I still haven't made the cat scratcher. We have 2 cats, you know.
Oh, still.
No, yeah, I can't.
He's been building this since January.
Yeah, actually, I have. So, you know, and then I got to get the supplies, and then see, the thing is, I can't just do it anytime I want because my mother-in-law's there. She's watching television, and then I have to take a drill and go. Zzz, she doesn't.
Can't you do it outside?
No, I don't really.
Can't you put her outside?
Yeah. She likes the winter. She when it's cold, she wants to go outside. Out on we have a balcony, but there's no plugins anywhere near that. Oh gosh. And she doesn't like the smells, noise, and all kinds of stuff. And it's like, anyway,